Now we're going to connect our database, our static database or our web app to our in-memory database, which we call H2. So to do that, we're going to import the GPA dependency for Spring Boot data, GPA, and that's it. So let me do that by editing the Spring controller, the repository, which is empty, and also our pom.xml. Repository and our service. So our contact service will contain our business logic, while our contact repository will contain our access to the database. So to do that, to connect our web app to a in-memory database, we need to modify it by adding an in-memory database, which is also H2. So to do that, let me just add H2 here, internal database. So to do that, let's import and let's import that. So as we can see, the GitHub Copilot already suggested a dependency for H2 database, in-memory database for us. So let us reload this one. Okay, and let's go to let's start in our repository. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to extend this to JPA repository, which contains a contact object and integer. And there we go. We're going to import this package. No, let's reload this one. Okay, what's wrong with this? So let's just manually add the package for our JPA repository. Let's say import the okay data JPA. There we go. What's wrong here? Remove all unused. Okay, before we do the repository, let me just remove this. Let me modify the model. So to do that, let's make an entity in our model. So in this model, we'll add an annotation entity. There's something missing. We're missing a dependency for Spring Boot data JPA. That is exactly right. Yeah, starter data JPA. Let's close that one. Yep. And I think that's it. Let's check. And there we go. We have an entity Jakarta persistence that will make a database or table for this contact model. So let's click that one or import that one, and let's make an ID out of this integer private ID by adding an annotation ID from our Jakarta persistence and generated value and increment. No. So we're making this as an ID, so it should generate an identity that will increment or auto increment. Let's import this one. There we go. We have our ID. Yep, I think that's it. Okay. Okay, we're done with this contact. Good. Okay, so next we're going to modify our contact repository by adding an extents to JPA repository. Let's see if we can import the package. No. JPA repository is still unknown. Yeah, so we will connect our web app to our H2 in-memory database. First, we're going to modify our contact, which we already did, and we added an annotation for ID in our private int ID, making it auto increment. And for our contact repository, we changed our class into an interface and extends our JPA repository and imported our package, which is Spring Framework Data JPA repository stereotype for our Data JPA repository and our repository annotation. And for this, for us to be able to connect to our in-memory database, we need to add a URL or a data source URL. So let's add that. Spring.datasource URL, which is a JDBC and H2 in memory test DB, and let's create a database every time the application started using the data SQL. Okay, later on. And let's create a table. So we're going to use Spring JPA Hibernate, and let's create update. Not create that, but update. I think that's it. Let's test this one and rerun our application. So for us to be able to check if our web app is connected to our H2, we're going to access local 8080 and H2 console. There we go. So let's test. For our JDBC URL, we are using JDBC H2 mem test DB. And let's test our connection. So as we click our test connection, it will return a test successfully. So let's connect this one. So as you can see in our database, there's a table created here. That is a contact, which have a field of ID, address, contact number, email, first name, last name. So the difference between the model and our table, instead of using a camel case naming convention, we are making each field in caps and an underscore in between spaces or each word. For us to modify our contact service.java, we're going to comment this out and comment this out. Let's go. And the first thing we're going to modify is we're going to modify our injection. So we're going to auto wire our contact repository here. So let's add and auto wire, meaning we're going to connect, or it is dependent to our contact repository. So let's import our package for auto wire, and we're going to say private contact repository, and let's not forget our, I think that's it. That's it. Yep, and for our constructor, let's add a constructor here that will inject our dependency. So let's say public contact service. Okay. So that's it. And there we go. And let's close that line. Yeah, so this line is not in use. So for our list, so far so good. Let's not comment this out. And for our get all contact, let's change this. Instead of returning the contact itself, we're going to, so as you can see, GitHub Copilot suggested a return statement. So find out. So far that is what we are, that's what we need. Yep. So instead of adding contact here, we're going to use contact repository, which use the method save. So we're going to save contact. So as we press the access modifier for our contact repository, we can see a multiple method we can use under contact repository. We can delete, add, save, we can find one, flash, or whatsoever that we need, as long as it is useful in our web app. So for this case, add contact, we're going to save a contact, which is this model. So since we've set the values for this one, and that's what we're going to need. So for our delete contact, instead of using this predicate and returning, removing the predicate itself, instead of that, we're going to remove this one. We're going to access contact repository and delete by ID. That is correct. Yep. And for our find ID, instead of using this predicate and return the contact, we're going to remove this one, and instead of using the contact stream, excuse me, we're going to access contact repository, and we're going to find it by ID, and we're going to return that in our contact. And for our update, so far instead of delete, yeah, we must delete it, and instead of adding the contact to our contacts list, we're going to access the repository and using the add save contact. So contact repository, I'm going to save our contact. And for our filter, yep, that's not it. Find all. So instead of this, I think we're going to use the filter. Yeah, we're going to use the filter, but we're going to change this contact stream by accessing our contact repository and returning all the stream, and there you go. Yep, that's all we need to do, and that's it. And for our method for username, let's just add that. So public list, we're going to return a contact for our list, and let's just say name it find by username. Since we don't have a username yet, let me just finish this one. No, we have find by username. We're going to use this later on. Let me just type this one, and we're going to comment it out, since we don't have an object or a field of username in our model. So we're going to use that later on. Since we modify our contact service, the Java, we're going to modify our controller also. So for this, we're going to auto wire our contact repository. Okay. Let's add our dependency injection here. And there we go. And there we go. As you can see, GitHub Copilot is very useful for our production and speed of our development. Yep. For our model, map list contact. So how are we going to modify this? So we're going to return a contact, and and the username, get all contacts, and we're going to return index. I think that's good. Let me see. Yep, since we've already modified this one, we can use the map for our index. For our add, I think that's good also. Okay. So in here, instead of setting or getting our values in our model, one thing we can do is just save our contact, I guess. Yeah. Instead of using this, I think it's possible to do this. All contact. Yeah, we can use that one. For delete, nothing to change there. Update contact. Yeah, I think that's it. Update. For details, so far so good. With those contact, we will be redirecting back to our index and our search contact, and there we go. Yeah, so let's rerun our app and let's see if we can run it. So as we go to our index, we have 0 data. We can let's just add 1, same mark, JSON, geometric mystery, and full scale.io 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here we go. We are able to add our contact. So if we visit our H2 console, let's select it. Select and see if our add contact or our latest contact is added here. So from contact table, let's run this one. No, so yeah. Select all from contact table. There we go. And as you can see from our table, our database, in memory database, we've added 1 field. So this is the one we've added earlier. So let's see if we can see the details with a disabled field. There's an overlapping with our CSS here, so let's fix that later. Let's update. Let's say instead of JSON with a Y, JSON without a Y. Update. Yep, JSON without a Y, and let's delete that one. And there we go. We're able to successfully connect our app with an in-memory database H2.